it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Merlinda Casapaw, your happy gardener living in the countryside of Australia, but now I'm here in the Philippines having my vacation. So for today's video, I'm gonna share how to do this beautiful vertical garden made of Tradescantia. Anyway, I'm gonna share my tips and tricks on how to grow this beautiful plant.
So, let us start first how I come up with this vertical garden. Since my space here for gardening is limited, I only have garden on the sides and at the back. So, I decided to have a vertical garden. At first, I planted some flowering plants, but since there's not too much sun in this part, and I saw that in my hanging pots, Tradescantia is very lovely and they have full of beautiful leaves. So I decided to put some Tradescantia here. I just remember that I planted this for like a month ago, and this is what happened. But the secret is to have more of this plant, so they will grow bigger and bulkier and busier, which I really wanted is to put more plants in one pot. Now let's talk about how to grow Tradescantia. Actually, this plant had many names. Sometimes we call it the wandering Jew, the wandering dude, inch plant, spiderwort, or commonly called Tradescantia. It is a house plant that can be drawn in hanging basket to show off its long, beautiful trailing vines and keep contained and compact in a pot. So in my garden, I planted it in hanging pots or in a small pots to make like a little bouquet, and I put it also in my vertical garden. Those are my hanging pots. Actually, that's my mother plant. And then I discovered that they're beautiful, easy to grow. So I decided to propagate it. Later on the video, I will share how I propagate it. It's very easy. This is one of the easiest plant to put in your garden. And look at those beautiful leaves. They're trailing, once they're bushy, the more it's beautiful. Now, let's talk about how much sun or how much light these plants need. This Tradescantia is not overly picky about available sunlight. While the plant tends to prefer partial shade, it does well in almost any of the environment as long as it gets at least a few hours of light per day and enough water if exposed to all-day sunlight. See? That's easy. So, sometimes I choose to put them in not overly sunny position in my garden, and I observed that that's the perfect place to plant them or to put the hanging pots or the vertical garden. When planting Tradescantia, I always use a well-draining potting mix and make sure that your pots have holes under. Tradescantia are extremely easy to care plant. They are perfect for beginner plant parents, even though you don't have the green thumb. To keep this plant happy, simply place it in a bright but indirect light and water only when the top inch of the soil dries out. So to propagate the plants, you will see on their small stems that there are tiny roots coming out. You just pinch that stem whenever you see some tiny roots, and then remove excess leaves and ready to plant. There you go, another Tradescantia plant. That's how easy it is.
Thank you very much for being with me in this episode. Hope you learned something. And please don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and ring the notification bell so you get updated of what's happening in my garden. Thank you very much. This is your happy gardener, Merlinda Kasapaw. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See ya.